A judge showing strong disapproval of 4 suspects accused of beating a mentally disabled man in Chicago. The alleged hate crime streamed live on Facebook. The 4 denied bail on Friday after the judge called the suspects a danger to themselves and society. 3 of the suspects, 18 years old, the other a 24-year-old mother of 2. Prosecutors offering new details of the assault during that hearing. Joining me now with more on this, Keisha Heaven, Robert Schalk, both defense attorneys and former prosecutors. Good to see you both. This attack actually represents 2 kinds of hate crimes, disability as well as race. Does that spell double trouble for the accused?
Yes, because if they go to trial, which I think would be a tremendous error by their attorneys, because the video speaks volumes and buries them, the judge could run their sentences consecutively. And what does that mean? That means they could sentence them to 10 years on the first for him being disabled and it being a hate crime, 10 years on the second for him, for them choosing him because he was white, and the whole Donald Trump thing. So they could get double the sentence that they normally would face.
You referenced Donald Trump and the white reference. The defendants are heard yelling obscenities about white people and Donald Trump. The victim is ordered to say, "I love black people." I mean, that's pretty strong evidence of a hate crime, right?
Yes, absolutely. And they're definitely going to be charged with a crime motivated by racism. But one of the things that I want to point out is that it should be treated just like any crime that's motivated by race. And that I don't necessarily feel that someone who target someone because of race is doing it because of just that. I think they're mentally disturbed. They always have the common qualities. They're low self-esteem, they're misfits, they have criminal backgrounds, and I think these people really are deranged.
Or they're just plain ignorant as well. And they're missing that special thing. I wrote about this in a op-ed column. They're missing humanity, the ability to feel and think and compassion and so forth. I also wrote that if there's a conviction, Robert, the judge should order the sentences be run consecutively, not concurrently. You agree?
Yes, I do. And I think with regards to evaluating this case, the prosecution and the judge have a distinct opportunity here to look at all 4 of them. What did they do individually and aiding and abetting each other, and start to parse out who needs rehabilitation and who needs swift, certain punishment. And I think the prosecution's office has a very tough task at hand to determine, are we going to treat them all the same, or are we going to look at them as individuals?
The problem is this is Chicago, and the judges there are notorious for slap on the wrist, have a good day, we'll let you go.
Well, not in this case. I don't think that'll happen, because if you look at the video, first of all, they were dumb enough to post a video of this crime. It's outrageous, and so many people are upset by this. I can't see a judge getting away with saying, you know what, we're going to just give them this lenient sentence. I think they should be prosecuted and sentenced to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, throw away the key. You can always count on criminals to be stupid, can't you?
Yes, it's job security for us as criminal defense attorneys.
Keeps you in business.
Correct. We talked about it. It's the sense of this case, if it was prosecuted 20 years ago, is not being treated as a hate crime, because you have a young man who suffers from mental issues, who may not be able to spell out what exactly happened to him, what was being said, but the fact that these 4 individuals were dumb enough, and thankfully dumb enough to put it on Facebook, allows this prosecution to address a lot of the issues that we're facing in our country.
And thank God for videotape and to some extent the internet, because that's how authorities found out about it. Look, what is also disturbing is the remark made by a Chicago police commander who seemed to sort of dismiss this thing as, oh, just a little immaturity. He said, they're young adults, they make stupid decisions. And then he held out the possibility that the racist rants were nothing more than, quote, stupid ranting and raving. This guy does not get it, does he?
No, he doesn't. I mean, just looking at that video, I hurt for that victim. I mean, these people have depraved hearts. And it's clear, this is not just a matter of some 18-year-olds and a 24-year-old having poor judgment. They intentionally went to torture this poor victim.
How could a police officer who is sworn to uphold the law and go after bad people make such an uninformed, ignorant comment?
It's ignorance to know. It's the fact that he is the person who's policing that city, that he is the one that's protecting to serve, and he doesn't understand the laws that he is enforcing. You wonder why Chicago is the way it is right now.
If you were a prosecutor still, you used to be, this is a pretty easy case because the star witness is the videotape and it speaks for itself.
Absolutely, and I think that if they were smart, hopefully their attorneys will advise them, once that video is shown to any jury, they're going to automatically say these people are guilty, and it just doesn't make sense. They're better off taking a plea deal to kind of minimize what their sentence would be instead of taking it to trial.
Yeah. The hate aspect of this serves two functions, not only crimes in and of themselves, but during sentencing, hate born of race, and in this case disability as well, mental handicap, can be an aggravating factor to elevate the sentence.
Right here in New York, if they were prosecuted here, if you're charged with, let's just say, a low-level felony, but it's deemed to be a hate crime, you automatically ratchet up to the next sentencing level. And the fact that that's going to be taken into consideration in this case in Chicago, the judge is going to consider it, the probation department who consider it, reports will consider it. They're going to be facing much stiffer sentence than they normally would, for sure.
A lot of these charges against them: aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, unlawful restraint, aggravated again. But you look at some of these things, and it's only like 1 year, 2 year. I looked up the statutes. That's not enough for something like that.
Well, that's why the enhanced penalty will come from the hate crime factor, because that is, you know, when something's motivated by racism, and then someone who's disabled who can't defend himself, that's going to cause the judge to say that is an aggravating factor, and like Bob said, bump it up to a higher level for sentencing purposes.
Keisha Heaven, Robert Schalk, good to see you both.
Good
Sad
to see you
case,
too.
and
Yes.
you know, it's tough to watch that video. It really makes you sick to your stomach.
Very.
But thank you for being with us.
Thank you,
Thanks, Al.
Greg.